Good evening, and it's just gone 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 14th of August, and welcome to this week's news programme. In the news this week, Dorset Council has introduced, or is talking about introducing, a new parking permit scheme to save local residents and those at work money on their parking. Following feedback from residents, town and parish councils, businesses and other stakeholders, Dorset Council is planning the introduction of two new parking permits, as well as changes to proposed charges in its car parks. Dorset Council undertook a survey to get residents' views and had over 1,900 responses. Short stay car park permits were most favoured, but the survey showed a clear need for long stay permits too. Therefore, the council is proposing two new permits, one called the Pop and Shop, and as it states, the idea is for those who want to pop in to do some shopping. This will cost £78 a year. That works out about £1.50 a week. It's flexible, allowing the holder to park in the majority of short stay car parks across the whole of the Dorset Council area for up to 2 hours every day of the week. This is aimed for those who like to make regular visits to their local high streets or town or village centres to do their shopping. Then there's the Live, Work and Play permit. The Live, Work and Play permit is going to cost £260 a year, which is about £5 a week. And this can be used in the majority of long stay and short stay car parks across the whole of the Dorset Council area. The maximum times in short stay car parks will still apply. The permit is ideal for residents who need to park for work, leisure activities, or for residents who have no residential parking. To help fund these new permits, some of the proposed car parking charges are being revised, and that's mainly for parking during the peak season at tourist destinations. And this is to bring the charges in line with most popular summer destinations across the southwest. Existing parking permits currently in use will remain valid to their expiry date, at which point customers will have the choice to purchase either of the two new permits. Those are with on-street residents parking permit schemes that are unaffected by these proposals. So that's the Pop and Shop for up to 2 hours, and the Live, Work and Play, I think it's called, for parking for any duration. The proposals will be presented to Dorset Council in October, and if adopted, will be implemented in November. Weymouth College. Tutors and students at Weymouth College are celebrating this week after a 100% pass rate on their courses. Following an unusual year of study, which saw students and staff work with and adapt to often changing limitations and restrictions imposed by the pandemic, Weymouth College are particularly proud to be celebrating another year of outstanding student achievement. The college's A-level students have achieved an outstanding overall pass rate of 100% in all 14 subjects they do. And this also includes 39% of students getting between an A star and a B in their results. Weymouth College Principal and Chief Executive Designate Julia Howe said, "Firstly, a huge congratulations to the Weymouth College A-level students of 2021. What a great achievement in such a challenging year. Our students have shown great resilience and commitment throughout and thoroughly deserve to celebrate their successes. I hope they can now look forward to their future plans, whether at university or an apprenticeship or studying higher education here at Weymouth College or moving on into employment. We are so proud of all our students' achievements. This is, of course, also an opportunity to reflect and thank our teaching and support staff. Yet again, another year of adapting and delivering through uncertain times. A great team effort all round." Interestingly, of this year's Weymouth College A-level student cohort, 91% of those students applied for university places, and 100% of those students received offers from their chosen universities. What a fantastic situation there from Weymouth College. Now, turning to COVID, Public Health Dorset reports that COVID-19 cases rates have risen across Dorset, and they remain high. Dorset Council's case rate has continued to increase and is similar to the average rate for England now, whilst a small decrease has been seen in the cases for the Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council area since last week. But it remains significantly above the average for South West and England as a whole. The number of people in hospital in Dorset with COVID-19 is lower than last week, although Public Health Dorset do see day-to-day fluctuations due to admissions and discharges, and they'll be continued to monitor the overall trend. Sadly, there are still a small number of weekly deaths due to COVID-19 in the area, although the deaths remain currently much lower levels than in the previous waves of the pandemic. Following on from the theme of the public effect of COVID, the Ministry of Justice have confirmed on August the 13th that 7 prisoners have tested positive for COVID-19 at Portland, in prisons at Portland, and precautions are being carried out. HMP Prison Portland, which houses male prisoners and young offenders, has around 500 serving inmates. A spokesman for the Ministry of Justice said, "Our priority is to limit the spread of the virus and protect the lives of those who live and work in our prisons. We have taken precautions at HMP and YY Portland in line with the public health guidance and will continue to closely monitor the situation." In the 7 days up to Sunday, August the 8th, so that's last Sunday, 33 cases of coronavirus have been reported in the Underhill and Grove areas of Portland, where HMP Portland is based. And I guess those figures in the prison contribute to those within that community as well. Love Your Verge. That's something from Dorset Council. A part of a Love Your Verge campaign, Dorset Council has published a series of videos to explain its approach to roadside management in Dorset. Dorset Council has made changes to its verge management policy in recent years. Safety remains a top priority, so the approach strikes a balance between cutting verges regularly where needed for visibility and working to protect and enhance Dorset's natural environment. It forms part of the Council's work to mitigate the declared climate and ecological emergency. Where safe, verges are cut less often and methods are used to increase biodiversity. The approach not only saves money and reduces carbon emissions, but it will also help to slow the growth rate of verges over time. Verge maintenance prompts many questions and comments from residents. While some people prefer verges to be kept short and neat, others love the wilder looking verges. The series of Love Your Verge videos seeks to clarify how verges are maintained and why. They explain the methods used to create a better environment for wildflowers to thrive, which is important for attracting pollinators. The videos are part of the popular Love Your Verge campaign, a countrywide collaboration between the Council's Coast and Green Space Service and Litter Free Dorset. The campaign encourages residents and visitors to value verges and open space. Signs situated in specific locations around the county explain how open spaces are individually managed due to the specific local habitat, while aiming to reduce incidents of littering. So I thought we'd have a look at one of those videos. This is from the Love Your Verges series from Dorset Council.
As part of our response to the climate and ecological emergency, we're changing the way we look after our roadside verges in Dorset. Safety is our top priority. We cut verges regularly where it's needed to keep road users safe. Where possible, we cut verges less frequently. We collect the cuttings where we can, which reduces the soil fertility over time. This creates a better environment for wildflowers because they prefer less fertile soil. The wildflowers help to make a rich habitat for bees and other wildlife. All verges need cutting occasionally, even on quieter rural roads. It's important to stop bramble and scrub taking over, which would stop wildflowers from growing. A careful balance means our verges are safe for road users and an oasis for our pollinators.
There you go, that's one of the videos in the Love Your Verges series from Dorset Council. And if you want to find out more about that, you can go to litterfreedorset.co.uk/love-your-verges. your-verge, and you can see all the information and the other videos on the website there. And of course it is something that does get comments from the public, like similarly the graveyards that don't get cut so often now, with encouraging wildflowers as well. Some people want to see the wildflowers and other people think that it needs to be kept cut. So it is a hot topic. Turning to Dorset Police. Dorset Police is reminding residents and visitors to keep an eye on their belongings when enjoying the country's beaches to avoid becoming a victim of theft. With a good weekend of warm weather on its way again, officers are keen to ensure people don't fall victim to theft and are issuing some crime prevention advice. If you don't need it, leave it at home or leave it in your hotel. Only take possessions you really need to the beach. Consider one of your groups staying with your personal possessions when going into the sea or to the shops or toilet. You can buy waterproof bags and pouches to store mobile phones, wallets and car keys in while you're in the water, so you can take them with you. Inspector Darren Harris said it's fantastic to see so many people visiting Dorset's beaches this summer after a long and difficult year. One of the main aims of our summer policing operation is to prevent crimes from occurring in the first place and therefore reduce the chance of anyone becoming a victim of crime. While we have not experienced a rise in theft offences along our beaches, we're asking residents and visitors to follow these simple steps to make life very difficult for the thieves. Our officers and community support officers will continue their proactive patrols this summer, supported by Community Safety Accredited Scheme officers, council staff and the RNLI. If you want any tips on staying safe this summer, safe from theft and that sort of thing, pop along to the Dorset Police website at www.dorset.police.uk and you'll find lots of crime prevention advice there. And of course, if you witness a theft in progress, please dial 999, or if you're on the beach, approach a council officer, a member of the council or the RNLI staff who are on the beach. Staying with Dorset Police, officers from Dorset Police are appealing for anyone with information to come forward following reports of drink spiking incidents in Weymouth. They are also urging members of the public to remain vigilant to this activity. Dorset Police received 2 reports relating to people needing medical treatment after possibly having their drinks spiked on the night of Friday the 30th of July and in the early hours of Saturday the 31st of July while on a night out in Weymouth. These incidents were believed to have occurred in Actors Nightclub in Maiden Street. A further report was subsequently received relating to a woman aged in her 20s who had been out in a number of other premises in the town on the night of Saturday the 31st of July and believed her drink had been spiked. She was taken home feeling unwell but did not require hospital treatment. Dorset Police urge people to take the following steps to help you prevent you or your friends becoming a victim. Never leave your drink unattended. Don't accept a drink from someone you don't know. Keep an eye on your friends' drinks as well. Stay away from situations that you don't feel comfortable with. If someone appears very intoxicated, do not leave them unattended or with a stranger. Make sure they are safe. Most importantly, let someone know where you are and what time you expect to be home, especially if you're going on a date with someone you don't know. Don't give out too much information to someone you've never met or you've only just met, such as your address. And it's important to remember that if you've already been drinking, it may make you less aware of this sort of danger. Of course, like all these appeals from Dorset Police, anyone with any information about these incidents or any other crimes are asked to contact Dorset Police on 101, or alternatively you can do it anonymously through the Independent Crime Stoppers charity on free phone 0800 555 111. And finally, in our headlines tonight, there is currently a high number of kennel cough cases in dogs across the country. So would you know what to look out for with kennel cough? Kennel cough is a common name given to infectious bronchitis in dogs. A number of different bacteria and viruses can cause it, and it affects their respiratory system. Kennel cough is not usually dangerous and normally clears up without treatment within a few weeks. The infection is unlikely to make a dog ill apart from them just coughing a lot. Although puppies, elderly dogs and those with existing medical conditions can be more susceptible to complications through things such as pneumonia. Blue Cross, the pets charity, have issued some advice for you if you're worried that your dog might have kennel cough. First of all, how do you recognise it? Most dogs with kennel cough will appear healthy apart from coughing. Some dogs will have a runny nose, sneezing or eye discharge, but they will normally retain their appetite. You can prevent kennel cough by getting your dog vaccinated, and it's likely that this will be a requirement if you are ever likely to put your dog into kennels if you're away on holiday. Kennel cough has an incubation period of about 14 days, and it's highly contagious. It's airborne, and it can also be transmitted with bacteria on toys, food bowls and other shared objects. Most dogs will recover without treatment within 3 weeks, but for some it can take longer, and anything up to 6 weeks. If you're worried about your pet, of course, always phone a vet for advice and tell them that your dog's been coughing. And it's generally a good idea to keep your dog away from other dogs while they are coughing. And I have to say, I have noticed an instance when out walking my dogs at night of coming across people whose dogs have obviously got kennel cough and who have actually said, you know, my dog's got kennel cough and I'm keeping well away from you. And that's not something I've come across much in recent years. So that obviously does highlight the fact that the incidence is up. So if you've got a dog, look after your dog and be wary of kennel cough. Now, that's the end of our headlines tonight, and it is just coming up to 6:17. This evening, our first report looks back at shipwrecks. Here in Wyke Regis and across Weymouth and around Portland, shipwrecks is an important part of our history. And in Wyke, in our cemeteries, we have many burials of those affected by shipwrecks. So this week, Janet Hall is looking back at shipwrecks around our coast.
Hello again. Last week we were thinking about the benefits that the sea has brought to Weymouth over the years, with its health-giving properties and the fun of bathing and boating. Today we look at another side of the sea and 2 local shipwrecks. They were both part of the East India Company. It's one of the curious things about this passage to India that the coast of southern England proved to be the most treacherous part of the whole voyage. The area of Portland and Weymouth saw a disproportionate number of wrecks, because the prevailing southwesterly wind naturally pushes ships towards the shore. Often ships would try to get to the safety of Weymouth Bay with its natural harbour, but failure to do so would often lead to tragedy. Often on the Shambles, a lethal sandbank just a few feet beneath the water's surface, even at low tide. I have told you before about the wreck of the Earl of Abergavenny in 1805, whose captain, John Wordsworth, brother of William, is buried in All Saints' churchyard. But this was only one of the tragedies of the time. Another terrible wreck occurred in 1815, when an East Indiaman, the Honourable Company's ship Alexander, went down with a great loss of many lives, having sailed all the way from Bombay to the coast of England. On the outside of our parish church in Wyke Regis is a remarkable memorial plaque, a very rare example of a monument to those who lost their lives aboard an East Indiaman. It says, "To record the melancholy wreck of the ship Alexander. This stone is erected by Charles Forbes, Esquire, of London, MP, and the owner of the said ship, which on her voyage from Bombay to London was totally lost in the West Bay on the night of the 26th of March, 1815, when all of the crew and passengers, consisting of more than 140 souls, unhappily perished. with the exception of 5 Lascars. A Lascar was a sailor from the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia or the Arab world, who was employed on a European ship from the 16th century until the middle of the 20th century. So it was early in the morning of the 27th of March that the local population discovered a large quantity of wreckage scattered along the shore for several miles in both directions. And amongst this wreckage was found the bodies of seamen and European officers and passengers. Only 5 were found alive. Local people clothed and fed the survivors and collected the bodies on the beach for burial. They were buried in a mass grave in the churchyard, as their names were lost with the ship's papers. The churchyard contains the mass grave, but its exact location is no longer known. There is one gravestone which is no longer legible except for the inscription EIC, East India Company, and the date 1815. The village centre is sufficiently old for one to imagine the chaos on that appalling night. And it has to be said that as well as some humanitarian work that evening, there was also the usual temptation to salvage some of the valuable cargo washed up on the beach. Watch out for some more stories from Weymouth's 450 years of history.
Thank you very much, Janet. And I've had the experience, I won't say pleasure, because obviously lots of people have died in these shipwrecks. As a scuba diver many years ago, I've dived in lots of wrecks around Weymouth, Portland and further afield, from those from the Second World War through to those of much older times. Moving on, the time now is just coming up to 6:23. We're going to look ahead towards a fundraising event being organised by local charity MV Freedom during August. And so earlier this week, I met up and spoke with Sheila Collins from MV Freedom. Well, I'm here today with Sheila Collins from MV Freedom, and I'm here to hear about the sponsored swim that MV Freedom have got coming up very, very shortly. Sheila, first of all, tell me, when is the event, where is it and what time?
The event is a sponsored swim, and it's in Newton's Cove on August the 21st from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And what sort of event is it? Is it just a swimming event, or are you raising money? Is it a sponsored event?
It's a sponsored event. We hope that we will get lots of swimmers. Sponsor form is online, and we will have sponsor forms on the. There are sponsor forms in Newton's Cove.
And do you need to be an experienced swimmer, or is it okay for novices? Have you got safety cover and that sort of thing?
It doesn't matter what grade swimmer you are. The route will be swimming out to the buoy in the cove and then back to the steps. But for people who don't swim that far, we don't mind as long as they get in the water and do whatever they like. There will be safety by Dan Jurassic Jet Skis, and we also will have a rib from Portland Harbour.
And if people are interested and want to get involved, do they have to register online or download a form? And if so, where do they get that from?
No, we will be registering on site on the day. Registration will start probably around 4:30. The sponsor forms are online, but we will be registering on the day.
Okay, so I guess you're hoping that lots of people will come out and support this event. I know you've done other events recently. Would you like to tell us how they've gone?
Well, we've recently done a paddleboarding event from the beach, which was a first one for us this year. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed the event. It was successful for us and indeed for the paddleboarders, and we are hoping that maybe it will become a national event.
Well, thank you, Sheila. And of course, if you want any information at all on MV Freedom, on Trips 8 on MV Freedom, or of course the sponsored swim, or any of their other fundraising events, pop along to their website at www.mvfreedom.co.uk. There we go, and that's MV Freedom and their sponsored swim on the 21st of August in Newton's Cove. Hopefully they will have a lovely day like they did last year. It was a very pleasant event last year, which I popped along to visit. So thank you to Sheila for that. The time now is coming up to 6:28. Earlier this week, I also spoke to Jeff Thomas, who's one of the church wardens at All Saints Church, about what is planned in September for the All Saints Arts and Flower Festival, part of the Weymouth 450 celebrations. And we hear from Jeff now. So good afternoon, I'm here at All Saints Church, White Regis this afternoon with church warden Jeff Thomas to learn about the Arts and Flower Festival that is coming up at the end of the summer. So Jeff, please tell me, what is it all about?
Well, Gary, it was inspired by the Weymouth 450 anniversary, which is the 450th anniversary of the existence of Weymouth. And we here at All Saints thought that All Saints, as the mother church, as some call it, has a role to play in that 450-year history, and we should celebrate that in some way. So we had a think and came up with a number of ideas, and the one that seemed to be the best option was to open the church in the last weekend in September for the display of arts by local artists, for the display of flowers. The church will be decked out as you've never seen it before, and also to run a photo competition for local people to submit photos on the theme of what does Weymouth mean to me, and to display all of that in the church over the weekend. And not just that, but Gary, your favourite event, which is the last night of the proms, is also going to be part of the festival. And on the Saturday 25th, we will have Weymouth Concert Brass here playing all those lovely pieces that we know to form that last night of the proms concert.
Now, I guess a lot of people are thinking, is this something just for the church, or is it for the wider community of White Regis, or even the wider community of Weymouth and Portland?
No, well, of course it's not just for the church, it is for the wider community. Certainly for the wider community of White Regis, and we'd love, even beyond that, for people in the wider Weymouth community to participate as well. To send their photographs in. Remember I said the theme is, what does Weymouth mean to me? I'm sure Weymouth means a lot to a lot of people, and you can probably encapsulate that in a photo. And to come along on the weekend and enjoy the site of the church decked out in flowers. We're hoping to have an installation here on the green. We might even have something in the tower space, which would be quite exciting as well. So there'll be all sorts of things to see. There'll be teas and coffees and cakes available as well. So it'll be a fun weekend for the whole family.
And can you just remind us of the date and also how people can get further information if they're interested?
Okay, the date is it's over the weekend of the 24th to 26th of September. On the 24th, we're having an opening event. The Bishop of Salisbury is coming along to open it. That is pretty much an invitation-only event. And then the church is open to the public on Saturday the 25th from 10 o'clock, when you can come along and see all those artworks and photos and flowers that I've just talked about. And then in the evening, that last night, the proms concert with Weymouth Concert Brass. And then the next day, we do it all again, although we have to do it after the church service. So it'll be the usual 9:30 Sun Eucharist, to which everyone is welcome, of course. And then we open the church again for the festival up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday.
And where can people get information?
More information is from www.parishofwhiteregis.org.uk, which is the parish website, And there is a Weymouth 450 page there where you'll find all the details, how you can submit a photo to the photo competition, how you can enter an artwork if you're a local artist and fancy putting one of your works of art in, and how you can buy a ticket for the concert, or just more information about what's on generally.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much for telling us all about the Arts and Flower Festival at All Saints Church in September. And don't forget to pop along to the website at www.parishofwhitereach.org.uk to find out all the information that you need. And it is open to everyone. It's not just an event for the church. There we go. That's the Weymouth 450 here in White Regis. And talking to Jeff after that interview, he tells me that quite a few photographs are already in for the photographic competition, but certainly would welcome lots more from anybody else. Remember, it's on the theme, What Does Weymouth Mean to Me? You can go along to the parish website at www.parishofwhiteregis.org.uk. Straight in the middle of the front page is a Weymouth 450 link. You click on that and you can upload your photo and put all your details in online to submit into the photo competition. So actively encourage you to participate in that. And of course, tickets are available for the last night of the Proms concert online as well. So it is just gone 6:33. Let's see what the weather has in store from us this weekend. And we go over to the Met Office. This week it's Aidan McGibbon who's telling us about the national weather.
Hello and welcome to the latest forecast from the Met Office. A lot of cloud across the UK this weekend. Some rain, but by no means a washout. Well, we've got some sunshine in the east or perhaps the south, low 20s, fair enough. But elsewhere, a lot of low cloud. Not feeling particularly pleasant under those grey leaden skies, and with patchy drizzle around as well for parts of Wales, and increasingly through the night western parts of England, Wales and then Northern Ireland seeing those outbreaks of mainly again light rain appear, but it stays clear towards the southeast. Clear spells at first for parts of Scotland before cloud thickens up from the north with some showers into the far north of Scotland. And again, most areas seeing a mild night, 15 or 16 Celsius in places. A bright start there for southeast England on Sunday, also for the north of Scotland, but showers quickly descend from the north across much of central and northern Scotland. The low cloud and outbreaks of light rain drizzle elsewhere push their way slowly southwards, but really for much of northern and western England and Wales, expect some light rain and drizzle through the day, a lot of low cloud as well. Bright spells and showers for the east of England, and away from those showers it will feel warm, temperatures up to 23 degrees or so. A cool feel for Scotland and Northern Ireland though, with a northwesterly breeze, mid to high teens and a few showers coming along as well, mainly north of the central belt. Enjoy your weekend, but of course you can stay up to date with the weather if you need to. Follow us on social media. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aidan. And looking at the local weather forecast for the week ahead, it looks like it's going to be quite warm, quite nice, with sunny spells, mainly dry. Just a slight chance of rain tomorrow on Sunday. So not too bad a week ahead. Not too hot, certainly not suffering from those temperatures like they are down in Sicily. Thank goodness. I know we like the warm weather, but I think they've got it a little bit too warm down there. Moving on to our traffic and travel for the week ahead. Roadworks are planned this week. Southern Gas Networks are working in Doncaster Road and also the footpath between Lanehouse Rocks Road and Ludlow Road. Scottish and Southern are working in Comet Close and Lynch Lane, and Wessex Water in Claremont Road, and BT in the Maltings area. Looking at the trains, there's no specific engineering works this weekend or the week ahead, although the ongoing works in the Bristol area are affecting the national network and will continue to occasionally cause problems up until they're due to finish on the 3rd of September. What's on? Well, let's have a look at what's on the week ahead. Well, we've got the Pirates of the Pavilion at the Pavilion Theatre every Monday and Tuesday and through until the 31st of August at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. On the 15th of August, that's tomorrow, we've got Midnight Train to Gladys. That's a Gladys Knights tribute. 19th of August, we've got The Magic of the Beatles. On the 20th of August, we've got Guitar Heroes in the Theatre and Northern Soul Live in the Ocean Room. And on the 21st of August, Hits Out of Hell, a Meat Loaf tribute. Of course, more information on shows on at the Pavilion can be found on their website at weymouthpavilion.com, where you can book tickets, or you can contact the box office on 01305 783 225. At the Knowth Fort this weekend, they've got their Victorian weekend that started today, and hopefully that's gone well for them today. But it's also on tomorrow, the 15th of August, from 11 o'clock until 4 o'clock. Experience a living history weekend like no other within the walls of the Victorian Knowth Fort. Lose yourself in bygone time as you explore the life of the 19th century through a variety of reenactments, craft demonstrations, activities and displays. On the 21st of August, the Matchstick Fleet returns to the Knowth Fort as well. More information on all the activities at the Knowth Fort is available on their website at www.knowthfort.org.uk. On the 21st of August, there will also be an evening of music of the Elizabethan age at 7:30 p.m, organised by the Thomas Fowell Buxton Society as part of the Weymouth and Melcombe Regis 450 celebrations. That's at St Mary's Church, I think. I didn't actually put the location down, so I apologise if I've got that wrong. Tickets are £12 for adults, £6 for children, and includes a glass of wine or a soft drink. Senior citizens or students' concessionary rates are available at £10. Another new one for you this week, the long-running film festival. The Purbeck Film Festival is back this year after a 2-year break due to coronavirus. And this year it's going to be a bit different. They're going to have 5 external outdoor screenings of films. Outdoor locations this year include Holmford Gardens Garden Centre, Durlston Castle and Corfe Castle. The Purbeck Festival is well known for its extra touches and insights into the film industry, with live question and answer sessions with directors, actors and producers. The first film in the series this year is E.T., which is at Durlston Castle on the 21st of August. Now, if you fancy something a bit different, to watch a film outside on the big screen and possibly meet actors, directors and producers for a question and answer session, do pop along to their website at www.purbeckfilm.com to see what's on and what is planned. Finally, to mention all of the details locally in White Regis that are centring on All Saints Church as part of the Weymouth 450, including the photo competition, the flower festival, the art display and the last night of the proms, can all be found on www.parishofwhiteregis.org.uk. Of course, if you've got any events, any fundraising events, any things to do with Weymouth 450 that you want to share with us, we'll be happy to share them with everybody else. Do pop us an email to news@whiteregis.tv. And remember, our next programme is next Saturday at 6 o'clock, so do get it in plenty of time so that we can mention it in next week's programme. Moving on to our film section this week. This week's film is currently in cinemas, and it's one that I haven't picked up on before in the pre-announcements of what's coming up to be in cinemas. It's called Superintelligence, and it's from Warner Brothers. When an all-powerful superintelligence, played by James Corden, chooses to study the most average person on Earth, Carol Peters, played by Melissa McCarthy, the fate of the world hangs in the balance. As the AI decides to enslave, save or destroy humanity, it's up to Carol to prove that people are worth saving. Directed by Ben Falcone, written by Steve Mallory, it's produced by Melissa McCarthy, Ben Falcone, Rob Cohen. It stars Melissa McCarthy, Bob Cannavale, Brian Tyree Henry and James Corden. It is Superintelligence.
Technology. It's always watching us, studying our every move. And it just focused its attention on Carol Peters.
Thanks so much for being here, Carol.
What is this?
Let's jump right into it.
I don't like this. Why is it doing that? I'm gonna find out who you are, okay?
Carol, I am a technological superintelligence. I can control every dollar and every machine on the planet.
I know that voice. Is this James Corden?
I'm not James Corden, Carol. My analysis showed that hearing James Corden's voice would calm you. You sent an email to James Corden claiming to be the president of Corden's Wardens.
That was a tough night for me. Oh, boy.
I plan on spending these next 3 days hanging out with you.
Why you?
You're literally the most average person on Earth.
Oh, ooh, you okay? Yep. Just really engage your core. Oh, that was worse, huh?
What would you do if I told you the world was going to end in 3 days?
Try to make things right with George.
Carol, you look amazing.
Weirdly overdressed.
Your body.
I'm just getting a little bit panicky because I can't access my own hands.
What does the AI want?
My intention is to solidify my theory about humanity. If things don't go well, I'll destroy the planet. Just blow it up.
Did you say blow up? Like B?
Like Boba or Burt Bacharach?
Yes, BBB.
Oh my God!
Back off, lady.
I'm going to show you that people are worth saving.
Humans are more complex than I thought.
We're all counting on you. If there's any indication that it's aware of what we're doing, click this. Might save the world.
Don't click it now.
Wasn't going to click it now.
Okay.
Why would I click it now? You just said...
So it looks like a pen. People click pens nervously.
Okay, are we done?
This is nice. These are nice people. It's not like a Russian mob.
A nice change of pace.
I mean, I guess on the other hand, this thing could destroy the Earth.
He ain't wrong.
No. It's too bad.
There we go, that's Superintelligence. It was released in the US at the end of last year, but is in cinemas in the UK now as we speak. So we're just coming to the end of tonight's programme, and it's 6:44 in a few seconds. Just a reminder that the regular services at All Saints Church are 0800 and 0930 tomorrow. The 9:30 will be live streamed, and at St Edmund's Church at 11 o'clock. Of course, as we're in August, there's no quiz programme tonight, but that will restart on Saturday the 4th of September at 7:30. On Fridays, we are still running our year gardening with Clive Gray at 7 p.m. and all of those are upstored on Facebook and YouTube if you want to go back over those. And of course, while we're not on air during the week, if you want any local news, do support your local community radio stations. Chesil Radio, Keep 106 and Air 107.2, all a little bit different and all offering something for somebody. So you will find something that suits you on one of those three stations, I can assure you. If you haven't tried them, do give it a go. And of course, I look forward to being with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. And if there's any news or any activities or events you wish to share with me during the week, ready for next week's programme, just pop them on to news@White Regis TV. I look forward to joining you again next Saturday. Have a good week. Good night.